so today I'm sharing with you my top 7 tips for ensuring that my designer bags last long. If you've been following for some time, then you know that we have a healthy obsession with luxury bags amongst other things. And obviously these bags cost a lot of money, they really do, and we have to make sure that we get our value from them. And one of the ways to do that is to ensure that these bags can last for as long as possible. So if you're a returning subscriber or viewer, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Odette and I do weekly fashion and lifestyle videos for the working girl. And over here we discuss everything from affordable all the way to luxury. And today we're talking about, obviously as I mentioned, luxury bags. So in this video I have 7 tips to share with you. First of which is don't wear your designer bag all the time, or don't wear one particular designer bag all the time. I know that seems a little bit counterintuitive because if you're spending that much money, it's almost like you want to get your value out of the money that you've spent. What's the point buying a bag if you're not going to wear it? So I'm not saying don't wear it, I'm just saying don't wear it all the time. So for me, all the time would be probably wearing it every single day, and the reason for that is the more you use your bags, the quicker it would wear. Each time I go to buy a bag from a luxury designer, I always ask them questions about the wear and tear. They said, well, just like anything, if you use it a lot, it would wear quicker. We know that it's designer and it's better quality, and even though it is better quality, it doesn't mean it can't wear. Obviously it wouldn't wear as quickly as a fast fashion brand's item would, but nonetheless it is still prone to wear if you wear it all the time. So that's just what I mean. So all I'm saying is try to alternate your bags between themselves. If you're anything like me, then you're the kind of person that when you find something you like, you just want to use it or you just want to binge on it. I'm 100% like that. Each time I find a bag and it's my favorite bag, I just want to wear it. I plan my outfits around that, but I try to avoid doing that because, like I said, intuitively that's what I want to do. So I have to kind of tell myself, no, wear something else. I remember when I bought my first designer bag, I was tempted to wear that one all the time because I was super excited about purchasing it, but I had to remind myself to use other bags as well so that I don't quickly wear the one that I've just gotten. So that's the first tip, don't wear it as often. The second tip that I have, and this is something that I have experienced myself and I know this to be a fact, is the importance of either stuffing your bag or buying a bag insert. I'm going to show you an example of my work bag. So this is the inside of the bag without the insert. I remember when I first got this bag, I didn't obviously have the insert. I was just wearing it like this to work, and because I was taking it to work maybe once or twice a week, I wasn't too concerned about getting an insert because I was like, oh, I'm not using it all the time. But then what started happening is that, and you could sort of still see the dent, this, whenever I would rest it, this started to come in like this. You can sort of see this angle here and this side here as well. Here nothing is really, even if I try to do this, you see it kind of comes back, it kind of come back here, but for this side this started denting in. And the reason for that was because it didn't have a bag insert and it needed one. What you'd find is that the bigger the bag, the weaker the support system basically. So a bag this big can't really support itself that much. It kind of needs something inside to help support it. That's essentially what happened with my Louis Vuitton. When I noticed that started happening, I went ahead and bought this insert. You can see it pretty much holds its structure. It doesn't try to fall inside, nothing is happening to it, there's a bunch of stuff inside, but it pretty much holds its structure. And so this has helped this particular bag. If I hadn't bought this by now, it would have looked a lot more worn in than it is now. This bag, I believe I've had it for a year now, or I've been using it for a year now, and this is what it looks like. So I think it still looks very good. Obviously it doesn't look brand new because it's not brand new. This is kind of my staple bag to work. If I didn't have the bag insert and I'd been using it for the 1 year that I've used it so far, all the 4 corners would have started denting in and it would have probably collapsed in on itself. Contrary to that is an example of this. So for this one, this is my Prada double toe. This, I don't need a bag insert for this one, and the reason for that is it has this middle structure in here that sort of keeps the bag in place. So it helps the bag maintain its structure. That's the first thing. The second thing is, well, the way it's designed, this corners, they're quite strong. It has a very solid base and feet, so that also kind of helps it take care of itself. So I find that I really don't need to have an insert for this bag. So I want to talk about 2 other bags when it comes to insert. So as I mentioned before, the smaller the bag, the less likely it is to collapse on itself, and this is a good example. A lot of my small/mini bags, I don't know if there's an actual insert that is being made for this. I mean, the only thing I put inside this one is just this stuff in here, that is its dust bag, but for the most part it's okay. If the bag is small and very structured, the chances of it collapsing or falling in itself is very difficult. So this one is quite sturdy and I'm not generally too worried about it losing its shape or anything. However, I do make it a point to still stuff the bag to put something inside. I'm less concerned about this kind of bag. This is the type of bag that I would tell you 100% stuff it, because it's a soft bag. So it doesn't have any solid base or anything, it's just a smooshy bag. And again, this is a good example. When I started wearing this bag, I didn't have an insert inside. At the moment, there is an insert. And I've had this bag for, I think, over 2 years, 2.5 years now. But if you look at it, it still looks very good. The structure still looks very good, considering that it is a soft bag. So this part can literally collapse in on itself, but because of the insert, it's stopping it from moving. When I started wearing this bag, whenever I would hold it like this, I would notice that this part would dip in, because there was stuff inside. So it would dip in and it started slightly losing its shape. As soon as I noticed it, I went ahead and bought a bag insert. So this is how I essentially store my bags. I have the insert, but I also have a stuffing inside. The reason for having an insert as well as a stuffing is because the bag is very, very soft. If I just have the insert, the bag can still go flat. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it can, yeah, you see, it can still do that. The reason for that is because the insert, whilst it's there, you see these two parts are quite solid, so it doesn't move, but this part is not. So the bag can still collapse in the middle section. Hence the reason why I put the insert and the stuffing as well, just to stop it from, you know, squashing together in any capacity, whether that's at the sides or whether that's in the middle part. The stuffing that I use is paper, and this actually came with the bag itself when I bought it. I just made it a point not to throw it away. Yeah, this is how I keep my bag, and I haven't had any issues. I notice again when I carry my stuff inside, it still has its shape, as though I got it, I want to say this year even. So obviously, depending on the type of bag you have, you'd have to decide whether it's best to have just an insert, or whether an insert and a stuffing, or just the stuffing. You'd have to make that judgment for yourself. So my second tip is to store your bags in dust bags. So out of all my luxury bags, the only one that I store in a dust bag is my Chanel Classic, and the reason for storing this particular one in a dust bag is because it is made out of fabric instead of leather. I can't just take a tissue and wipe it off. If dust gets on it, I don't know how I'm going to take it out. I may have to take it to a handbag clinic for them to clean it, and that's just extra work. You may say that, well, I don't have a lot of dust in my area. The reality is that we all have dust in our areas. I don't know where it comes from, but I know that there's dust because every Saturdays when I'm cleaning, I tend to see dust on my cabinets. My cabinet is black, and so if a little bit of dust comes in it, I can see it. And so because of that, I know that my bags can be exposed to dust. I mean, these are called dust bags for a reason. In as much as I love to see this beauty, because to be fair, she is truly a beauty, but I prefer for the bag to have longevity and not to get any stains or start discoloring. If you have a fabric bag and dust goes on it a lot, it will probably start losing its authentic color. So the next tip that I have is to wipe stains off your bag immediately. Actually, I really should be saying avoid throwing stuff on your bag or staining your bag or marking your bag, but accidents do happen. I don't think anyone has ever intentionally wanted to stain it, but it does happen. I know that happened to me once with this bag. It was a pen, and I did manage to get it off. I'm not going to tell you the method that I used to take off that pen stain, only because I don't recommend anybody using it. And with mine, the stain, it was just literally a small mark, so I was able to get away with it, but I don't recommend anyone doing it. If it was a bigger stain, I probably would not have used that method, and the reason for that is because the product that I used has alcohol in it. It wasn't even designed to clean bags. I just knew it would work because it has a very powerful chemical in it. Normally that would destroy your bag, but like I mentioned, mine was really tiny and I was very careful the way I was applying it. I know that Maria, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, I believe it begins with a D. She recently made a video where she had her pink Chanel bag, and that bag she wore it with a black jeans or black trousers. To the back of the bag, color transfer on it. So she had two chemicals that she actually shared in the video. I'll try to find links to those chemicals, and I'll probably put her video as well in the description box just in case you want to go see it. So that one, I'm a bit more inclined to go with that because I think those particular products were designed for cleaning your bags, as well as the stain that she had was quite big. So if it worked and didn't actually damage her bag on that type of big surface, then it means the product is generally a good product. So if you do get stains on your bag, try to wipe it off immediately. If you're not sure how to take it off, then consider taking it to a bag clinic. I don't know anyone specifically, but I know they do exist where they can clean your bag or they can refurbish your bag for you in case there's anything wrong with it. But again, do your due diligence. Don't just take it to any bag clinic. do your research, make sure that you're reputable, make sure that you ask questions on the methods that they use and how your bag will change, if at all it will change. And the reason why I say wipe it off immediately is because the longer a stain stays on something, the harder it is to get out. Just think about your fabric clothes. If you spill wine on it and you run it down the water, it easily comes out. The longer that wine stays on your white t-shirt, the harder it is to come out. My next tip is do not overload your bag or overstretch your bag. That's why it's important to buy bags of different sizes, so that if you're carrying little stuff, you can carry your small bag. If you're going to carry plenty of stuff, you can carry your big bag. If you put a lot of stuff inside this bag, the weight of the bag will not be able to hold it, and what will happen, because you're holding it at the top here, it would start to do this, start to fall inside, collapsing on itself. But I do have a tip to share with you guys in case you really want to carry a small bag, because sometimes I am like that. My portable charger in my phone and probably my makeup brush in my wallet can enter inside here, but it would be really tight. So what I normally do is I would hold this bag, but I would also hold like a nice shopping bag with me, and I would put in here my extra stuff that can't fit inside here. So that's a tip for you. But the main item is that please try not to overload your bags, because if you do stretch your bags, they start to deform. If you don't want to carry this bag and the extra bag that I just showed you, then go ahead and just get a bigger bag. If you stretch your bag and you destroy it, you've destroyed your bag for absolutely no reason, to be fair. The sixth tip that I have to share with you is to clean your hands before you use your bag. Obviously, I'm dark skinned, so my makeup is quite pigmented. Whenever I do my makeup, try as I may, I always get makeup on my hands. So before I even carry my bag or even pack my bag or anything like that, I always make sure I wash my hands, especially for my lighter bags. They do get color transfer from my makeup. So I always try to do that. Another thing is when I'm out and about, I do my best not to touch my face. If I have to touch my face for whatever reason, maybe an eyelash is fluttering out or my nose is itching or something, I always make sure I try to find a place where I can wipe my hands. Worst case scenario, I try to find tissue or something, but I try as much as possible not to go back and touch my handbags, especially my lighter handbags. If you have the lighter colors and it starts discoloring because you've had makeup stains on it left and right, then your bag starts to look old. After a while, you're not going to want to wear it again because it has so much makeup stains on it. So my recommendation is try to wash your hands so that you don't even get to a point where you have to start thinking about removing stains from the bag. And the final one, which I thought was a very interesting tip, and this tip was given to me actually for my Chanel earrings. I was told that before I actually wear my Chanel earring, if I'm wearing perfume, I should wear my perfume first before wearing the earrings, because the alcohol will start to tarnish the color of the earrings. And I think the same applies to your bags. If you remember during the pandemic, whenever we would use that antibacterial stuff, you were asked either to wait a couple of minutes before you could actually start touching the bag, because they didn't want the alcohol to start tarnishing or affecting the color of the bag. So it's the same thing. You do have alcohol in perfume. Let's say you're holding your bag in your hand and you're spraying perfume, essentially spraying alcohol product on your bag, so that would start to discolor your bag before you know it. So again, try to avoid holding your bag and spraying perfume. If you have to spray your perfume, do it before. Allow it to kind of settle down before you actually hold your bag, because yeah, we don't want problems with your bag. So yeah, we've come to the end of the video. These are my 7 tips. I really do hope you guys found it very useful. Let me know if there are any tips that you already knew, if there's some that you already practice. If there are any tips that you think I have missed, then please go ahead and share with us in the comment section, and let's have a chat about it, because I do love having conversation with you guys. I do love sharing ideas on my channel and stuff like that. So as usual, if you like the video, go ahead and give us a like, and please subscribe to my channel. If you're not subscribed yet, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, then you can expect more of this to come. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so that you know every single time that I upload. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because on Instagram is where I share my love for all of the things that I share on my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching to this point, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.